Something that stays in my mind is at NAIDEX, the disability exhibition. We had a stand at a few years ago. And one of the 700 people that spoke to us over those 3 days was a young adult who had some learning difficulties, and she was there with her support worker. And, you know, I don't remember the names of either party. I wouldn't say it even if I did. But what I do say is we were so proud and happy to see the way that this individual and the support worker interacted. So the support worker made sure that, you know, this young lady wanted to come to the exhibition. We were the stand that she really wanted to visit and get some advice from. And the support worker handled it beautifully, because she made sure she did get to the exhibition. And then once they'd found us, she then took a step back so that this young lady had her privacy. But it became apparent that the young lady in question thought that she had a boyfriend, and she thought that if you get naked with somebody, that means that you have to have sex. It's like the thing. And so we were able to sort of educate her a little bit and say, look, you know, at any point when you're being intimate with your boyfriend, if you feel uncomfortable, it's all about consent. And if you feel uncomfortable, or you don't really want to do what's happening, or you wanted to cuddle, and yes, you're naked, but that doesn't mean that sex has to happen. That's okay. And if the person that you're with, be it boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, if the person that you're with, you know, doesn't respect that, then that's like a red flag. And you need to get some support in dealing with that. So that's just one occasion, but we've had lots of things like, you know, people in their 40s who have got a lot of physical stuff going on and felt that, you know, they weren't attractive. We've been able to support them in encouraging them to make, you know, the most of themselves, but also reassure them that they're not alone, which is a big thing for people to realize that. But also we refer people to other organizations that we feel are maybe better placed to give them that support. So we do a lot of signposting to people. And yeah, so, you know, we're part of, we've recently joined Regard, which is an LGBT organization specifically for people with disabilities. And, you know, they've been fantastic. The amount of information they put out there, we then sort of disseminate. So we find pockets of things. I'm a lay member on what's called a public panel for BASH, which is the British Association of Sexual Health and HIV. And the reason that I put myself forward for being on that panel is I felt that it was important that there was a disabled voice on there. And as far as I could make out, there wasn't one before I applied for that. So I've been doing that for 2 years now. And I've been able to educate decision makers within the NHS about the fact that there weren't things like hoists in sexual health clinics, and things like information leaflets that are in easy read, which is the more picture-based communication for people often with learning disabilities. You know, that if you've got an information leaflet on sexually transmitted infections, you need to have a version of that is an easy read. And it would be really nice if you also had a version of that had British Sign Language, which is for people with hearing impairments, you know. And disabled people, shock horror, have sex too. Okay, there is sex going on. It is possible to, you know, contract STIs just like anybody who's having sex of any description. And it's really important that the sexual health checks are there. And so we do a little bit of the carrot and stick thing. And, you know, I'm sort of polite but persistent. And it's like, okay, yeah, I know that this and that is happening, but actually, do you realize there's this amount of million people that are currently not accessing your service because they physically can't? It's things like breast screening units. We're aware that in the Dorset area, there's a real issue around breast screening units having steps going into them. And I believe that to be common in every area. I haven't yet seen a breast screening unit that has got ramped or lift access. And if anybody watching this is aware of one, can you please contact us? Because we would like to trumpet and amplify that out into the world. Which, you know, when you're ordering a mega piece of kit, like a mobile health unit, it is possible to have a ramp thing as a ramp access as part of it. So, you know, the message that I'm getting from that lack of access is that as a human being, I'm not important enough to keep healthy. What other sort of conclusion can I come to? You know, when you read something on a hospital website that basically says, if you have mobility issues or a learning disability, don't bother coming to the screening unit, you know, contact us. And there's one place in an entire county where somebody would be able to get equal access. But then if you need a hoist and there's not a hoist there, you still don't have equal access. So yeah, we are doing work around that. I often hear from people that we speak to, it's like, do you know, I never thought that, but yeah, it's really obvious. And you know, I keep waiting. I'm sure there will be trolls out there at some point that will have a go at us, but so far I've not had any direct sort of maligning of our mission, which I find quite remarkable. Long may it continue, because don't really want to be trolled. But there you go. So yeah, that's what we're all about. It's empowerment and encouraging people to see what's out there and to be supportive of other people. Yeah, that's us.